Welcome to Fort Balt. It gets a very fancy looking chapter title card for a good reason. This is a very, very, very brutal chapter. And we haven't even seen the half of the enemies that are going to be in this place. So there's also a bunch of houses that we can visit for items, and one of them has a secret shop too, as I was mentioning before. And also there's a whole bunch of forests. This map is the reason why I put Zieg on Rune's Route. The other is catching Carnell. But yeah, I'm actually going to make sure that I look at the deployment locations for this one too, so I'll be right back after I've done that. Okay, so we can deploy 14 people in this chapter, including Runen and Enter, and the bottom half of the army deploy further forward. We deploy in 2 lines, and the forward line is slots 8 through to 14. And because of that, I kind of want to put, I think I'm going to put, let me just quickly check the numbers again. Okay, so number 10. Actually, no, maybe he needs to be closer. I'm just thinking where to put Tom. I think Tom might go either 6 or 8. I don't want him too close to the top part of the fort. Actually, no, wait, he should be close to the top part of the fort. Yeah, Tom should probably be, like, maybe number 7 on that map, which would actually be 9 on our numbers, because, they count, that guy doesn't count Rune and Enter when it comes to the numbers. I'm gonna put Raquel in 14. Because I need her up the very top. Like, Shiro has some, like, niche use here, but there are going to be a lot of it. Wow, this has a whopping 9 might with effectiveness bonus. Maybe he isn't going to be that useful, actually. And also, here's something. If you have the Swordbreaker and don't want to do the forging quest by putting it on Holmes's routes, put the Swordbreaker with this party. Because you can do something really funny against, like, if you by some miracle hit Barbarossa, you'll break his sword, and then he can't counter you, so, he'll become even harder to double, but he won't be able to counter you, so there's that. And catapults are effective against flyers in this game, so be aware of that. They will get slaughtered by those things. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and save. This is making me very nervous. I will also say, you want to bring Mince to this map. There is an item in one of the houses that only he can get. But I mean, Runen's army for me has such limited characters that I'm pretty much forced to bring him anyway. So yeah, there's the back line, and here's my front line coming in. Oh yeah, Kate's here. Kate's gonna fold to a lot of the enemies, but she at least gives Zieg a support bonus, so she might as well be here. Protecting the weaker members of the army is going to be a little bit tricky on this map, though, because you're about to see the enemies that we're currently dealing with is only a very, very... They're literally the tip of the iceberg. Not literally, but you get the idea. They're the tip of the iceberg. The Fort Balt iceberg explained. Wow, okay, then that's a thought. Ah, the forest is thick and difficult. Well, Zieg will say just no to that. But we are really breaking a siege here. This is a tricky chapter. And that's why Naren, Zieg, and Raffin are going to be right on the front lines. They're going to be breaking right through the center here. We need the absolute best of the best rushing through the gates. Because they're going to say, whatever comes through that gate, you will hold your ground, and it's going to be Naren, Zieg, and Raffin, and they're going to just immediately give up and run away. Which is actually kind of interesting, because, you'll see. You may not actually have to fight all the enemies in this map, depending on how you play it. If we take Fort Balt, we basically have a commanding, position in the western side of, the Liberian continent. Well, we haven't seen you before. So, Stephanie. Stephanie is this character's name in the fan translation. In the Japanese version, her name is Estofane. E-S-T-O-F-A-R-N-E. According to Kaga's development blog, he's very proud of this name, and he's proud of the fact that he did a Google search for it and didn't get very many results. Maybe there was a reason for that, because, I don't know, I guess they were trying to go for... a feminized version of the Spanish name Esteban, but I don't think that's really a thing, and yeah, I always found the name Estefan really silly sounding, so I'm glad the fan translation changed it to one that was at least similar. So, as is the theme, yet another boss on Runen's route that we feel really bad about fighting. It's just, if it weren't for the fact that these guys were trying to conquer the continent, I really wouldn't want to fight them. And yes, this is actually her uncle, too. But there are some exceptions to the all bosses on Runen's route are sympathetic rule, and they pretty much are all members of the cult of Gurzel. So yeah, we already saw the Sword of Canaan, that was Ernst. The Shield of Canaan, Barbarossa, is his counterpart. Silva. So, this guy is actually Silva's father, I believe, which makes him San's grandfather. That would explain where her red hair comes from. So, good thing she's not on this route to watch this. Yeah, that guy is a complete a-hole. And yes, we don't just have to deal with the forces inside the fort, we also have to deal with, this guy, and his harpy summoning stuff. That's why I was talking about bow users being really effective here, because we're going to be flooded with flying enemies. This guy, who summons ogres, and this guy, who summons zombies, but also sometimes entomb for a good experience. Now, they're so far away that by the time you could potentially kill them, these woods are going to be flooded with monsters, on top of the brutal troops inside the fort, so both inside and outside, not safe. This is a brutal map, but here's the thing, it's actually kind of a defend chapter, even though the chapter's goal is seize. You do not actually have to kill Barbarossa. If you can survive for 30 turns, Barbaros and all of his troops will be removed from the map. You will still need to deal with the Gurzel cultists and their monsters, but if you are too afraid to take these guys on, and, you know, you don't have people like a promoted Raffin, or you haven't trained people like Naren or Zeegle that much, that is a route you can go. You'll probably have to be surviving a lot of waves of ogres and harpies, but you can effectively play this as a defend chapter if you want to. So, yeah. Now, I've got to be very, very careful how I use Tom here. But he is effective at breaking down these doors from a distance. He's probably not going to have much accuracy against the enemies, like, inside the fort, And yeah, these catapults, they're tough, they're effective against flyers, and even people like Zieg and Naren, they're not always 100% like guaranteed to survive here. With all these arbalests and longbows you have to deal with, along with the Chukonu, magic like Blizzard, Aerospates, they actually can be in danger sometimes. I didn't put a shield on Zieg just because I wanted to tempt enemies into attacking him, but let's just see. I don't know if I'll even be able to have him survive if I do this. So let's see like how much damage this guy does. This guy is already decently strong, and he has the Arbalest as well. I could also dismount Raffen and have him head in, because Raffen can use Lancers dismounted, as I've said many times before. Meanwhile, oh yeah, Naren is really badly neutered by these forests. That's not good. In my test playthrough, I actually had Sasha on this route, but I didn't have Naren, because I was showing the Luca events, and I was also going for showing Sasha's events on Ruden's routes. I'm gonna make my first move here with Zieg, and this is, yeah, a reason why Zieg is so good here, because he can move straight through the forests, even though he's mounted. Okay, if we take out one of the catapults, that's gonna take off some of the pressure. It's still not gonna be, completely out of the woods yet. Yeah. He's pretty resilient against Blizzard. And the Arbalest is not going to do all that much. They're weak, but they are full range. You have to watch out for that Sword Breaker, too. And these guys are on towers, so they have increased range on top of their Arbalests. If I were to dismount Raffen there and attack with a pylon, what's my accuracy? Oh wow, my accuracy is pretty good. And your speed is terrible, thanks to that Arbalest. Arbalest, we actually can obtain that a little bit later on. I forget if one of the enemies in this chapter drops it, but they actually might. But it's a decent weapon for like homes and stuff, and it's why a lot of probably not the best use of the Steel Shield, but oh well. It's why archers actually aren't terrible in TearRing Saga, that and the Chukonu, and just the fact that there are a lot of pretty solid archers in this game. So yeah, Raffen should be relatively fine right now. I'm really missing Plum here, but I guess... Okay, yeah, next turn Naren will be able to move forward, and I think I might be able to start shooting down this gate. And here is where we've got to still be careful of those catapults, but Raquel. Raquel is very effective against Harpies, and we're going to have to deal with quite a few Harpies here. It's also a little bit hard to predict exactly where the Harpies will spawn, and I don't like... Raquel's HP is not great. If 3 of them gang up on her at once, she could potentially end up dying, so I want to keep her to the woods for now. While everyone else is just going to hold back a little bit, I think. And you're just going to get ready on the back line here. You're going to stay back and physic people. I think I have another physic in the convoy too. Kate, yeah, she can't really do much. And you, I mean, you could leak some experience off of the Entombed, maybe, but at the same time, the Ogres will actually close with us faster, and they're a lot more of a threat. Also, Ruden needs to be moving, because, you know, C's chapter. Yeah, Sharon should be around this side too, because she can actually destroy some Harpies with her crossbow. Harpies have low HP, they usually die to a single bow shot, but it's hard to predict, as you can see here, where they're going to spawn. And they can move the turn they arrive too, so yeah, there's 3 Harpies. Gonna be even more. According to task notes, these guys all have a roughly 80% chance of summoning any given turn, and all 3 of them summoned. So yeah, in a task you can actually avoid summons here, it's just kind of difficult to do, but you can. And also, something that I should mention regarding various challenge strats of this game. So, the hilarious thing is that Bilford, I believe a promoted Bilford, I think he needs to be promoted, but he can use the Sword Breaker with just his base mastery and a promotion bonus, I think, or even just with his base mastery. And the 0% growth strategy for this map is to actually use Bilford to break Barbarossa's sword with the Sword Breaker and then just destroy him. Usually people use Zieg against, gotta be careful that Zieg doesn't suffer death by awesomeness here, but usually people use Zieg against Barbarossa. Zieg with a hammer can take down Barbarossa pretty easily. He's one of the few people who can. That and Naren, and also Raffin, but Raffin needs to get crits with his Killer Lance to do it. And also, Raffin can't really double him. There are not a lot of people who can even double, you just moved yourself near the walls, and that's convenient for me. But yeah, not a lot of people can double, Barbarossa. I almost called her Sheeta. Sasha might be able to with an 11 sword, but yeah, still don't know about that. This guy's actually very strong, so I have to watch out again for Zeke here. Zeke is doing well, but Death by Awesomeness is a very real threat for somebody as strong as him. Enemies only do a little bit of damage to him at a time, but it does add up, and this is why I'm very glad that I have the magic shield. Although if this hits, I don't think I can counter. It missed, okay, that's good. Because, yeah, I believe it only seals counterattacks if it hits. If that had hit, that would mean that Zeke, well, I mean, it would mean less chance of him suffering death by awesomeness, so maybe it would be a good thing. But at least that's one other enemy taken out. No, Zeke's not capped, I think, because he caps at 30. Yeah, he's almost capped out in terms of stats, though. And also, Tom with Arrow Spate can take down Harpies, so, yeah. That's why I put Tom on this route. He actually has a bit of a niche in Fort Balt, which is one of the, like, arguably the hardest map in the game, so, yeah. I normally don't actually use Zeke this much, so that first turn went way more smoothly than it usually does for me. Okay, Naren, unfortunately, cannot get anywhere productive, although I think he can attack the gate, but do I attack a Harpy instead? That's the question. Because I really don't like the thought of Raquel getting smashed by a stone hoist. On the other hand... Okay, Raffin has an iron shield. His defense is solid. I can pile him the longbow guy. Does mean that I lose one use of the shield, though. Because I'm just thinking about how I do this. I would very much like that other catapulter to be gone. This guy also has 5 attack speed, so he's actually kind of difficult to take down. And it's just, yeah, this is, the thing about this chapter that I actually find really interesting is that there's a lot of flyer deterrence, despite the fact that it's a map that flyers could easily trivialize if, like, you know, there weren't as many ballistas or archers or harpies around. Like, they're actually, like, this is another map that I think is pretty cleverly designed. Like, again, if there weren't this many, like, flyer deterrents, you could quite easily trivialize the walls with flyers. They really set this map up like a real siege. Like a real siege, I mean. Which, you know, is a siege, but... Oh, I was one off killing that guy. That's extremely annoying. Okay, Zeke, I'm gonna have to smack down that stone hoist, because I don't like it at all. Catapults, like, these are no Path of Radiance catapults, by the way. These catapults actually scare me quite a lot, because there are some later maps where they gang up on you in very large numbers, and the damage adds up. I've had some of this game's strongest characters die to catapults before. It's really that bad. They are very, very annoying to deal with. And their damage, again, really adds up, and pretty quickly. Like, can I arrow spate? No, I can't arrow spate the longbowman. Oh, he has a leather shield, that's why I couldn't take him out. I wonder if Raffin, and I don't even know if Raffin could have got there. Maybe he could have, I don't know, but, oh well, too late to think about that now. Yeah, Leonie needs to get out of the woods and see if she can maybe leech some experience off of Harpies. As I've said in an earlier video, Harpies do have a bit of an annoying tendency to crit you. For some reason. I guess it's because of their skill stat. They have a pretty high... In fact, I haven't even mentioned what the crit formula is in this game. In fact, I haven't really thought much about the crit formula in this game, but let's just take out this Harpy. Good thing Raquel's no-killing vow doesn't extend to monsters. This chapter is also the entire reason why I put Raquel on Rumon's route, because not only is she great against the Harpies, she's also very good at weakening Barbarossa. She can't actually finish Barbarossa, but she can take him down to low enough for other people to try and finish him. Let's see. Is this going to... Okay, that does one shot. I'm just trying to wonder if, like... Oh, he has a leather shield. He's probably fine here. Because, yeah, like, speaking of damage adding up, the Harpies, they can really cause death of 1,000 cuts if you're not careful. I probably should have flurried, but oh well. They combine with the catapults. You really just want to take out the archers, and the arbalest artilleryman as well is really, really annoying to deal with. Because he almost never gets into range for you to actually counter him, so yeah, again, he's really frustrating to deal with. But we've got a little bit of damage on the gate there, and I could bust down the gate with Tom this turn, but I don't really want to at the moment. Yeah, I can go for you with Aerospate, that's the extent of Tom's range though. I'm trying to see if I can cover the max, like I want to put Tom into a position where he can shoot the maximum number of harpies. At the same time, I don't want him to be vulnerable to potential harpy attacks because he loses a lot of defense when he turns into a ballista, so we're going to have to watch out for that. I'm not going to ballista him yet. Just going to be a little bit careful. Because again, once you ballista Tom, there's no going back. It's a weird phrase to use, but it's true. Yeah, this is, again, like all the zombies in this map, they get annoying. They are actually pretty good for training Leonie against. It's just kind of a shame that she hasn't drawn on Holmes' route. But if you wanted to know what ogres are like, they're kind of like, think of them as like unpromoted versions of the Cyclops in Sacred Stones. They're just basically monster bandits, essentially. But they are kind of a bit tougher than regular bandits are. Don't underestimate ogres, they can be dangerous in large numbers. They're probably even above, like, skeletons in terms of threat. Like, I mean, you know, zombies are the worst, the, like, least threatening of most monsters. And then we get bone walkers, but ogres are probably above bone walkers. They're not, like, extremely strong, but at the same time, they're not weak either, and they can come in large numbers. Stupid harpies, yeah. And more ogres. Don't worry, I'm not going to do some kind of gag like playing a little bit of All-Star every time that guy uses the staff. That would be dumb. But I do admit that I hear it a little bit in my head whenever he summons. They are green ogres, so yeah. Although I think they're called trolls in some fan translations. I'm glad you dodged, because even though that would have done no damage, it still would have consumed a shield use. Speaking of consuming a shield use, it doesn't really make much sense that shields block ballista shot, like protect you against ballista shots, but they do in this game, and that's kind of cool. Shields can often, like, suffer from elixir syndrome in this game. You think, oh, I've got these shields, I don't want to use them because, you know, they're limited, but, you know, they're not really serving much purpose if you don't use them, and in a tough chapter like this, you may as well break out the shields. Wow, the Harpy went on the tower to benefit from the range increase. That's surprisingly intelligent from a monster. I don't think I've actually seen them do that before. It's because I don't usually clear the towers this fast. But yeah, as long as that Harpy summoner survives, then those towers are probably going to be occupied most of the time. Yeah, they do no damage now, but if they crit, they actually do damage, so you've got to watch out for that. And Mince does have some pretty solid growths for a pre-promote. In fact, given this game's standards, they're actually pretty stellar growths. 30% defense is pretty amazing, again, by this game's standards. It's kind of like how Zealot has like one of the best defense growths in FE6. Even though I used to brush him off as a terrible pre-promote because I read one Game FAQ's guide that said he was. I'm still kind of, well, glad that he's in Heroes because, also, lol, 69 damage, because Zealot is just this, like, he's, I don't know, like, he's a meme for me, personally, because I used to be gullible and I believed everything I read in the very old Game FAQ's guides that said that growth units were good and pre-promotes were bad. Like, the same guide that said that Zealot was bad in FE6 also said that, that Gwendolyn was the best Armor Knight in that game. In fact, it said she was the only good Armor Knight in that game. But yeah, like, people had different priorities back in those days. Oh, right, Raquel can't kill you. I've got to remember that. So, here's the thing. Do I focus on taking out all of the archers, or do I try and break through this turn? I think I'm gonna actually try and take the archers out. Mince only has one shield use. His defense isn't bad. I mean, I double you anyway. I'm not really... You do have that massive defense stat, though. So... I mean, Naren could probably take one of them out over the wall. There's also that ballista, but I mean, as long as I'm not down in that part of the map, it's not really a huge threat. There's just so many bows, and you really want to kill that guy with a flyer, but it's just really hard to do that. So yeah, this map is really interesting. Although... Who can Tom shoot from here? Oh, just that guy. Do I move him closer? Do I not? It's just a bit of a dilemma. If he goes here, though, can he arrowspate? He can arrowspate the Harpy from there, but I've got to be... I'm going to have to form a very good defensive line around Tom if I do this, because I've got to really... He won't be able to move ever again. Okay, I'm going to go for this. Oh, wow, that accuracy sucks. Yeah, because Tom has a fantastic 2 skill as a ballistician. So that's a thing in this game. And he won't be able to counterattack against them ever again. See, Tom is also, in his tank form, he's an excellent Harpy deterrent, because they'll go for him, I think probably hoping to critical, and then he'll just take them out. The ogres are getting closer, though. Okay, how about Naren takes this guy? Mince... Can Mince get rid of one of the armors with Flurry? Maybe he can. I'll have to see. Pavese is kind of hilarious. I think at this point Naren has... Yeah, he has a 20% chance of Pavese in any combat. Well, I suppose he can Canto down... Wherever he goes, he's going to be blocking somebody. Now, that's a lot of defense. I don't think Flurry is going to do it. But Flurry plus Tom, maybe. Actually, maybe Flurry will do it. Before I do anything else, though, Zeeg is going to whack this guy. Yes, Zeeg will indeed whack this guy. Whack him real good. I mean, I don't have a lot of people that I'm training in Ruben's party, so I feel like I'm making this look easy because I have kind of an over-leveled Zeeg, Naren, and Raffin, but like at the same time, you really want to use people like that for this map. Sasha does decently well too, if you keep her away from all of the bows and stuff. See, here's the thing. I want to, I was about to say transform. I really want to get Raffin mounted up, but I can't expose him to ranged attacks. And that guy's going to summon Harpies, and they'll be all over him. Okay, let's Flurry this guy and see if it takes him out. I need to get lucky with my Flurry attack count in order for this to work, though. Only 9 each time. Okay. I got 5, good. That was a lot of Pylum uses, but it's 1 enemy down. Those Armor Knights really aren't the biggest threat, but they do block you from getting to the good stuff once you break through the gate, because once you're inside, taking down these 2 is your highest priority. That and kind of the Ballista, but it's mostly just those 2. Because yeah, once the gate... In fact, I don't even need to mount Raffin this turn, I think, because once the gate falls, then... Oh, I've got a bad hit rate. I know I have 94. I read that as like 64. But yeah, that summoner is not long for this world once the gate goes down. So yeah, hopefully we can endure a few more Harpies. Do I have... I mean, the Harpies up here may go... Like, if I put a Raquel there, she'll be able to try and, like, attack these ogres. They have no movement cost on woods despite their 4 movement, so they're going to be getting to us surprisingly fast. That's why I've got to be, like, a little bit careful. Because that's why I kind of want Muriel here, because she can explode them with Aura, which... Not Aura. I keep calling it that. It is basically just Aura, but it's effective against monsters, so yeah. We've also got some zombies down there, but they're not really going to reach us for a while. Like, I don't know if I... it doesn't really matter if I break the gate now or next turn. Because, like, that guy's the only guy who can come in and attack in melee, but... I wonder. Maybe I should actually break the gate now. Okay, this is going to mean that Tom can't move for the rest of the chapter. I hope this is worth it. Yeah, so this is basically, like, the main reason why. Like, this is one of Tom's biggest uses in the whole game, breaking that one gate. Yeah, Harpies. I don't want the Harpies to crit Shiro. I think one fan translation spelled his name with an OW, which, in my opinion, makes more sense, because he doesn't look Japanese at all. So, I don't really know why he... Yeah, I'd probably choose a different name for him. It's kind of like the opposite of why Zin in Trails in the Sky got his name changed from Zane, because, like, he is supposed to be, like, Asian-coded. Like, the translators doesn't realize that, so they thought that it made sense for him to have an Asian name. Oh, that's not good. That Harpy spawned a bit too close to Tom for my liking. This is the annoying thing about summoning staves. You can't really predict where the monsters are going to show up. And I don't know the exact range on them. Like, that zombie spawned really far back. Like, that... Oh, God, that Harpy's in range of Tom. Please don't kill him. Because I would hate to have to restart this just because I got unlucky with the Harpy positions. I mean, it's really my fault for putting Tom too far forward, but still. Oh, I don't like the fact that you went there. Oh, really? That crit may have actually screwed me over. I'm really nervous now. I got cocky, and I'm paying the price now. This map is definitely difficult. Ugh. I don't like the fact that guy crit, though. Please don't kill Mince. Please don't kill Mince or Tom. I am really nervous about this. This could go really badly. That Harpy guy, like, is gonna... Oh! Okay, don't crit, please. Because as long as you don't crit, you're probably gonna die. Yeah. Like, I'm glad you did that, because she's halfway to a level up. Please don't kill Mince. Oh, God. And he has a ranged weapon, so he might suffer death by awesomeness. Oh, are you freaking serious? Okay, he dodged. That was stupidly lucky, because, I mean, the other Harpy could crit. I'm not out of the woods yet, but, they do exactly enough to kill him. Oh, actually, no, I don't think that one had enough movement. They only have 4 move, I believe, but, ooh. I had a heart attack there. That was... Okay, so I probably would have been safe regardless, because they only have 4 move, but... Yeah, this is a scary chapter. This is a very, very scary chapter. And yeah, the reason why I didn't like the fact that guy went right in there is because now I actually can't get, Zeeg... like, Zeeg would have one-rounded him, no sweat, but, now I have to waste Naren's turn killing this guy, which is not good. Because I would rather use Naren to break through. Do I heal Mince or do I not? Because, like, there's no, like, that summoner has to die this turn. I absolutely have to kill that summoner this turn. I'm not going to do enough, am I? Oh, I do a little bit of chip damage at least. It's probably not going to help, but it's something. Yeah, that last turn gave me a heart attack. And, yes. Also, the ogres are coming, hooray, hooray. The ogres are coming, hooray, hooray. But they barely have any accuracy against Raquel. So I'm at the moment, I'm not too worried about Raquel, but, gotta make sure this situation goes well. Otherwise, we've got trouble. 20, yeah, no, I can't do that. I don't... I can't flurry you. Oh, I barely do anything even if I do flurry, so no, that's not going to work either. Yeah, this is bad. If I do this, though, because you got freaking 18. 38. That does... I do, like, 20 with that, which means that I probably do enough with this. Just have to do it in the maths in my head, so it's, 2... I do 13, I think, per hit, which should be enough. In fact, I think with the chip damage, that isn't enough. Like, if I didn't get the chip damage with Tom, I might not have been able to... Or, you know, Naren could just do that, because why not? Who needs maths when you have lethality? Okay, now here's the problem. This guy needs to die, because I need to kill that summoner. Although, if I get Mince, like, right up in his face, Mince will just flurry, and then that's summoner down immediately. But I also have to watch out for other stuff. How do I do this? How do I want to do this? Like, I don't think there's really a way that I can take that guy out, like, reasonably with, and I want to save Enter's heal just in case I've got someone whose life literally depends on it. Okay, hammer. No, I do double with the hammer, but is this a guaranteed 1 round anyway? Yeah, it's definitely a 1 round anyway. I do like 20. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do 20. I also have 53... Why does he have 53 crit? There's, like, not a kill count on that. It's just... Sometimes the... Like, and Kate isn't... It's weird. Sometimes I get really confused by the crit rates in this game. Like, my critical only says 20, but for some reason I have 53 in actual combat, and I don't know why. There are some aspects of this game's, like, formula system that I'm still not really sure about. Like, I don't know why Zeke suddenly has, like, 53, and I think that's cap strength, too. Like, 50 crit. It's weird. But anyway, we have officially broken through now. And that... Okay, so Raffin can head in here and smack this Harpy. Everybody's favorite game, smack a Harpy. I still can't mount, though, because of the tank and the ballista. So it is still kind of, yeah, a dangerous situation for flyers. That's why Raffin's great, because his base class, I'll just call it Commando Knight because that's fun, is kind of supposed to be like an expert in unmounted combat, because it's the only cavalry class to not get a stat penalty dismounted, and to also be able to use lances dismounted. Yeah, if I do move Mince in there, I need to heal him. Obviously. But Minsk... Ooh. Can I get enough attack speed to flurry? Is the question. Wait, 7... Oh, no, I probably can. Because I just need to have higher than 5. Yeah, I can only flurry that, but with the Iron Sword, I can flurry you. Okay, I really hope this works. Because I really want... I mean, the Harp is a good experience for Leonie and Raquel, but at the same time, they are annoying. Well, they almost did before, but they failed, and now you're paying the price. Oh yeah, only 2 of them needed to hit, and you got a crit anyway, for good measure. Well, we do have a whole bunch of ogres being sent after us, so Gerzel's forces... Well, yeah, we aren't totally, yeah, out of the attention of Gerzel's forces yet. Now, I have to be careful here. I must not misclick with Physic. Okay, good. Yes, your life literally depended on that, so glad that I did not misclick there. It is interesting in this game that there's no, like, healing beyond just the, like, heal and physics, so it's just the basic kind of heal. No, like, mend that heals a little more. I may as well Brave Bow here. Has she got Slayer yet? If she doesn't, she probably will learn it during this fight. I forget exactly, like, what level she learns it. Everyone's just critting today, aren't they? Oh, by the way, that's what ogres look like. They don't look as green in battle. Oh no, she does have Slayer. I don't think it makes you effective against monsters. I think it just raises, like, your stats when fighting monsters. I forget exactly how Slayer works, but, this guy hasn't summoned... This staff has a chance of summoning an Arch Ogre instead, which is, you know, the promoted version of ogres. And they actually are very, very dangerous. Meanwhile, Tom is just here. I will need to be careful of Tom. But you with an S-Dock, you might do decently well against the ogres as well. Bilford. If only he would gain movement soon. Probably not going to happen, though. Yeah, I don't know. I can probably send her out of the forest for a little tiny bit, and then... Okay, I have an idea. Although, do you have... Oh, you have Ann Herb. So I didn't even need to move Runen there for the convoy, because I can just trade the Ann Herb over to you. I still like calling it that. Use Ann Herb. Now, with that guy dealt with, and with us having officially broken into the fort, the rest of this chapter shouldn't be too bad, but we still need to watch out. This guy, I'm pretty sure from an earlier playthrough, I have seen that guy get off his town. So we can't just sit there and be safe. Also, yeah, this is another interesting thing about this chapter. You might notice by the fact that the bishop went there, the back door of the fort is not locked. Also, that's an arch ogre that just appeared. So the zombies will eventually come in through the back door, but if you want, you could actually try and, very slowly and tediously, if you want to bypass all the ballistas, tanks, and, other, don't crit, please. Thank you. I'm glad that I got rid of the Chukonu guy, because that's 4 chances to crit, per round. But yeah, you can very slowly and tediously make your way through the forest and actually enter the fort via the back entrance and try and take out Barbarossa that way. So you have options on this map. It's actually pretty interesting. Like again, Chapter 16 was awful, but Chapters 17 and 18 are actually decent. Chapter 19 I have some issues with, but let's just say that Chapter 19 suffers from a bit of a design flaw that was the case in a few Fates maps. Not like Revelation tier design flaw, but, you know, a different kind of design flaw. You'll see. For now, though, like, you can very easily plug the zombies if you put somebody on this gate. In fact, at this point, it's, like, what I normally do is I have some people come out here and just slowly take on these ogres for some experience, but at this point, I wonder if it's safer if everyone just jumps in the fort, because the fort is pretty much ours now. But on that note, though, I do need to make sure that ballista goes down. Before I do anything else, though, Naren finally gets inside, and hopefully he can... That won't do it. Will this do it? Yeah, that's 20 times 2. If I hit both of these, that'll do it. However, I have a sneaking suspicion I'm either going to get lethality or going to get adept or something. Yep, adept. Not that I needed it. I don't even need to use that skill potion. This is, okay, besides that heart attack with, you know, and I'm not going to mount up, actually, he would be out of range even if I didn't mount him. That sounds bad. Don't take that out of context, please. But, yeah, this is going way smoother than I thought, but again, I had that heart attack with Mince before. I actually think he would have still been safe unless the Harpy crit him, because the other Harpy only had 4 move and would have been able to reach, but still. Oh, you can't mount on stairs. Forgot about that. Yeah, stairs are considered indoor terrain, so you can't mount while you're on them. But this should... Yeah, that should do it. No, that actually won't do it. I need something stronger. 24. That should do it, I think. Not this ballista is really much of a threat anymore, but I just want to make sure that I can safely mount here later. Okay, another level. Raffin may actually be somebody that I consider using an occult book on. Oh wait, no, because that counted as another promotion. His level cap is 40. Holy crap. Yeah, Raffin is ridiculous for multiple reasons. They just wanted to make one of the best characters you could ever have. On the one hand, I kind of want to save the experience for other people, but on the other hand, I'm very tempted to have Zeke just whack that guy. Oh, you know, this guy's a bigger threat. I may as well take him out with Zeke and... Wrong! Like, why is Zeke's crit this high? Oh, wait a minute. He has Wrath. That's why. That's why! Wow, I am dumb. I completely forgot about that. So yeah, the fact that you only need to be missing this much HP for Wrath to give you this much of a crit rate should tell you something. Yeah, I completely forgot about Wrath. I'm sure the comments have yelled at me about that. But yeah, so basically, like, because I'm missing 20 HP, yeah, it's increasing my crit rate according to that, and it's just completely insane how high your crit rate gets with Wrath in this game. It's ridiculous.